80% of South African children are educated in township and rural schools. We know from empirical studies that only 10% of these children are performing according to their grade level, and we believe that most of the rest are performing way below their real potential. Township schools, of course, face many challenges, including poverty, poor facilities, and very often low motivation amongst teachers. The result is that over 90% of learners exit these schools with academic skills that are not suited for further study or for decent employment after school. Most do not find jobs. The poor results of the school system have at least two major effects. Firstly, they are holding back economic progress in South Africa because a weak school system leaves the economy short of engineers, accountants, and artisans. Secondly, the effect of a poor education is felt in the personal lives of the young people leaving school. Most cannot find jobs that will help them to progress. They don't earn money and they can't support a family. South Africa has a 25% unemployment rate, and the effect this has on the personal, family and community lives of people is devastating. South Africa is desperate for innovative interventions that will make a difference to its education system. We've learned by now that more money alone is not the answer. In 2009, UWP Consulting, a South African engineering firm, teamed up with SchoolTrade to try to improve maths outcomes in a particular township high school near Pietermaritzburg. The intervention set out to answer three questions at Edendale Technical High School. Firstly, are there perhaps community-based resources that could be helpful to maths educators at Edendale Technical High? Secondly, how could these be used in a way that doesn't deplete them and is useful to both these resources and the school? And thirdly, what are the particular challenges that make it hard to get good maths results at Edendale Technical High? Beginning with the community-based resources. In most communities in South Africa, township schools exist side by side with nearby city schools. Most of these city schools are fairly well resourced and they achieve very good academic results. Grace College in Hilton outside Pietermaritzburg is a well-resourced, well-managed independent school with excellent academic results. About 25 minutes from Grace College is Edendale Technical High. And Edendale Technical High is a typical poorly resourced township high school with minimal resources, children drawn from poor communities, and very poor maths results. The first task was to introduce the maths teachers from both schools to each other. This meeting happened early in 2010, and it gave the teachers from the participating schools the chance to meet as maths colleagues, to share their difficulties and to plan interventions over the next few months that would hopefully make a difference. Besides Grace College, another community resource was UWP Engineering itself. We asked ourselves how the expertise at UWP could be helpful to maths education at Edendale Technical High. In March 2010, we arranged a meeting between two staff members at UWP and the Edendale Technical High educators. As the engineers described their work, the maths teachers discovered new examples of how maths could be applied in the construction of bridges and dams.
So you can actually calculate along these equations where these two things intersect, where that point is.
On a personal level, they reported that the meeting had validated their professional worth to the South African economy. They were reminded that the success of their work as teachers goes beyond the year-end exam and has very serious implications for the country as a whole. The next intervention was a teacher training and peer education session at Edendale Technical High on a Saturday morning late in May. 6 matric maths learners from Grace, as well as their HOD, spent the morning with learners and educators from Edendale Technical High. The evaluation of the morning suggested that both groups of learners and teachers learned new things. One of the discoveries for the Edendale Technical High teachers was how the simple technology of using overhead transparencies could help in the teaching of parabolas. The second meeting was held at Grace in July. The specific topics were decided ahead of time, and once again, the teacher-teacher and peer education sessions were informative, and all confirmed that it had been helpful. One of the outcomes of this meeting was also a spontaneous idea of having a maths quiz at Grace later in August, as well as suggestions about maths textbooks that could be used at Edendale Technical High. Thus far, the sessions between the two schools has helped in 4 ways. Firstly, to clarify maths concepts for learners from both schools. Secondly, to stimulate new teaching methods for teachers. Thirdly, to produce novel ideas such as the quiz. And fourthly, to validate the use of peer education as a powerful tool in maths education in this region. We've identified 2 community resources so far. The teachers and learners in a well-resourced local city school such as Grace, and secondly, a local business like UWP, which has accumulated a whole lot of maths expertise which could be useful to maths educators in township schools. There also seems to be a clear role for a mediating agency such as SchoolTrade to help with logistics, planning, evaluation, and the marketing of these interventions.